I can hear you. How are you?
I think I'm just not good because
You're because
my house today is have no electricity.
no electricity.
Yes,
Oh, why is that?
I don't
Why?
know, but my neighborhood is um
Oh, the
has
whole
no
neighborhood.
electricity too.
The whole neighborhood. Oh,
Yes.
not good. Oh, I hope does this happen often?
No, it just happened today.
Right.
And
Okay. I
yeah, the good news is my computer, my laptop is run as work as new,
oh good. Oh, good. Glad to hear it.
and
Good.
everything in my wallet was reset as new too.
Okay.
That not
Okay,
good.
good. Okay, good. All right. Well, I will mark your homework later. I'll mark your homework later. Okay, but thank you for sending it. Okay, hello, Dut. How are
Thank you,
you?
teacher.
Good morning, Dut. Can you hear me, Dut? Good morning, Bao Trang. Bao Trang.
Hello.
How are you, Bao Trang?
A
Good.
little bit.
A little bit sleepy. Okay. All right. Can everyone turn the cameras on, please? Cameras on, please. Okay. Hello, Trami. How are you, Trami?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Good. I'm good. I've got a little bit of cold or flu, but that's okay. That's okay. You won't catch it. You won't catch it from me. There's a It's a joke. Okay. You won't catch my flu. Okay. Hello, Kang Ling. Kang Ling, how are you?
Hi, I'm still
Okay.
good.
Good. You sound like you're very busy, Kang Ling.
Really?
Yeah, it sounded like you were very busy when you wrote your email to me with your
Yeah,
homework.
because this
Yeah.
day I am grade 12, so I have to many classes. So
Right.
yeah, I'm a little stuck.
Okay. I hope you are getting some rest sometime, Kang Ling. I know it's
Mhm.
very I know Vietnamese students probably work the hardest in the world, I think. More
Yes.
than more than any other student in any other country. Vietnamese students work very hard, but I hope it's not too stressful.
No.
Okay, hello, Fung Ling, Fung Ni, Fung Ni. Can you hear me, Fung Ni?
Hello, teacher.
Okay, hello, Dut. Can you hear me now, Dut?
I can hear you.
That's great. Hello, Nok 2. Can you hear me?
Yes, teacher, I can hear you.
Great, I can hear you too. That's good. Good morning, Fung Ling. Fung Ling, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, Fung Ling. Who else? Bao Ling. Good morning, Bao Ling.
Good morning, teacher.
How are you, Bao Ling?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good. And good morning, Viet Ang.
Good morning, teacher.
How are you, Viet Ang?
I'm I'm good.
You must be very tired, Viet Ang. You sent me your homework very late, very late at night. You can't have got much sleep last night. But thank you for sending the homework, Viet Ang. I will mark it and send it back to you later. Okay, everyone, welcome to class. Great to see you as usual. This, by the way, is my last weekend in Thailand. I'll be going back to New Zealand in a couple of days, where it will be much colder than here and much colder than Vietnam too, of course. So I'm not looking forward to that. But it's been good to be in the same time zone as you for a change. So that's been very good. All right, everyone. So first of all, we are going to look at today's lesson plan. Before we start, does anyone have any questions for me? Okay, so I know there was a little bit, some people were a little bit confused about what homework to do. So I will make that clearer for this week, for this week's homework. Some of you did next week's homework instead of this week's homework, but that's okay. That means you won't have to do any homework next week because the homework will still be the same. Okay, so what we're going to do today, we're not going to do the word ladder anymore because I think that is taking up too much time. So we're going to be transitioning. Transitioning means to change. Transitioning means to change. We're going to be transitioning to speaking lessons over the next couple of weeks. We haven't done any speaking lessons for a while. So what we're going to do for our warm-up today is you're all going to talk to me. So I want you to do this for me. Okay, I want you to, hopefully you can all see the document. Tell me in at least 3 sentences about your favorite subject at school. Okay, I want 3 sentences. 3 sentences about your favorite subject at school. Okay, Nokian, I will start with you, please. Nokian.
Well, my favorite subject at school is English, but because well, I think I have a little talent about the English more than other subjects.
Okay, so stop there, not Kian. So how you say it, this is good, not Kian, but instead of saying you think, you would say, I think I don't have much talent is a better way of saying it. I think I don't have much talent for English compared to other subjects. Okay, not Kian?
Okay.
Okay, good. One more sentence, not Kian. One more sentence.
Well, and as a main reason that I like the English school is for my teacher. She is very good.
Okay, the main reason I like English at school is because of my teacher. Okay, because of my teacher. She is very good. Okay, that's great, Nokian. That is 3 good sentences. Thank you. Good. Okay, Dat, you are next. Dat, then Bao Trang. Dat.
I like studying English because I study English better than any other subject, and English help me to communicate and know what foreigner say.
Okay, good, Dat. So the only mistake you made, English helps me. Help needs an S on the end, okay? Must have an S on the end in this sentence. English helps me to communicate. Okay, English helps me to communicate. What was the second part of your sentence, Dat? What did you say? Something
to
about foreigners? Something about foreigners?
to understand what foreigner say.
Okay, okay. English helps me to understand what foreigners say. Good. That's good, Dat. Thank you. Good English. Okay, so just remember, helps in this context needs an S on the end. It helps me. It helps me. Okay, Bao Trang, then Tra Mi. Bao Trang, Bao Trang.
My favorite subject was physics because first of all, I love teacher when they teaching physics because they are all of them all kind, and also I like the miracle things in real life by study the knowledge from the physics.
Okay, good, Bao Trang. These are good sentences, but some of the grammar is wrong, so I will correct it. So you say my favorite subject is physics. Okay, not was. Okay, if you say was, that is past tense, and it makes it sound like you don't like physics anymore. All right, so you say my favorite subject is physics because, what did you say about the teacher? Because
they are kind.
Because the teacher is kind. The teacher is kind.
Yes.
The teacher or the teacher, she is kind.
I say all of the teacher are teaching physics all kind. So I'm not
the teacher, the teacher is kind.
Yes.
My favorite subject is physics because the teacher is kind. Okay. because the teacher is kind. Okay, and what was your next sentence? What is your next one?
I like the miracle things in real life by study the knowledge from physics.
Okay, by studying.
Yeah.
Here, has to be by studying. Okay, and one more sentence.
One.
One more sentence about why you like physics.
Because it's interested me.
Okay, because it interests me.
Yeah.
Because it interests me. Has to have the S on the end.
Yes.
So you can say this two ways, Baotrang, because it interests me or because it's interesting. Both are correct. Because it interests me or because it's interesting. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Baotrang. So, Tra Mi, then Kang Ling. Tra Mi, then Kang Ling. Okay, Tra Mi.
Yes. My go-to subject in school is PE. I say that because I'm a big fan of badminton, so I can play it during the lesson with my friends. And also, the second reason is I can refresh my mind during the lessons and also maintain my physical and mental well-being. Yes.
So that was very good, Trami, except for the end. Didn't quite make sense. So first of all, excellent use of idiom phrases like go to. Okay, that's great. Perfect.
Yes.
But at the end, you said something, it can refresh my physical and mental well-being.
No,
Is that right?
it can refresh my mind and maintain my physical and mental well-being.
Okay, good. It sounded like that is good now. It just sounded like the way you finished your sentence, because you finished on an upward inflection or tone, made it sound like the sentence was incomplete or not finished. Okay, so try to remember to finish on the downward inflection or tone, just like you did then when I asked you to repeat it.
Yes.
Okay, so can you try that again? Try me, just the last bit.
Yes. Also, by doing sport during the lessons can help me to refresh my mind and also maintain my physical and mental well-being.
Perfect. Okay, great. Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so Kang Ling, then Feng Ni. Kang Ling, then Feng Ni. Kang Ling.
Yes.
Okay, Kang Ling.
Okay. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you about my favorite subject, which is mathematics, and it is a natural subject, and maybe some people consider it really hard to understand. That with me, I feel the complete the complicated in this, which is make it be charming and be like make me want to do it more. Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Kang Ling. Can you just go back a little bit? So the first sentence was fine. Second sentence, you started to say some people feel that maths is very hard. That's what you said, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, but you said, then what did you say? You said, I feel the complete what?
Yes, some people think that math is really hard to understand.
Yeah.
But with me, I think math, the complicated in math can make it become like more charming with me. So that's why I'm in love with the hard in math about the numbers or the yes, logical thinking in that.
Okay. So did you say charming? Did you say charming with you?
Yes.
Okay. I think charming is not a good adjective for maths. I think there are better ones. Charming is usually something, normally you don't talk about any subject as being charming. You talk about a person as being charming, such as you are very charming, or maybe you talk about something like a nice view, something like that, or a good picture as being charming, but not so much a subject. You would say, I think the subject, you would use an adjective like, well, there are many, but exciting, challenging, interesting, so many. There are so many adjectives, but not charming. Charming is not a good one to describe a subject. Charming is more for things like people, or for things like maybe a movie. You can say a movie is charming.
Yes.
Charming basically means it touches your heart in some way. So is more, a little bit more romantic than, say, some academic subject. Does that make sense?
Yes, I
Yeah.
understand.
Okay, that's good. But the rest of that was good. Thank you, Kang Ling. That's great. Thank you. Okay, so Fung Ni then knock two. Fung Ni then knock two. Okay, Fung Ni.
I'm going to tell you about my favorite subject at school. I enjoy literature the most because I really like Vietnamese writer and poet because I think they are really talented and they have many great writings. And when I learn literature, I read a lot writing of talent writer and poet, and it helped me to relax and I know more the knowledge about history or geography or anything.
Okay. Okay, that's good, Fung Ni. Again, so good sentences, all right? Just need to correct some of your grammar. So you talk to me about Vietnamese writer and poet, okay? Of course, they need to be plural, Fung Ni. They need to be plural, okay? So you need to say to me writers and poets, okay? Otherwise, it sounds like you just learn about one writer and one poet, okay? So you need to talk about, excuse me, you need to talk about writers and poets with an S on the end. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. And the same thing, you said something about talent. Talent. Can you remember
Yes.
what you said? What did you say to me about talent?
I said they are really talented.
So they are really talented. Talented. So needs an ED on the end. They are talented. So when you are using it as an adjective, has to be talented. Okay. If you just say talent, talent is a noun, of course. So it doesn't fit that sentence. So you are using it as an adjective, so you need to be talented. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, but good, Fung Li. Okay, 3 good sentences. Very good. Thank you. Okay, so knock 2 is next, then Fung Ling. Knock 2, then Fung Ling. Okay, knock 2. Knock 2.
So my favorite subject is literature too, because I have interesting with this subject and just to what we can feel the bad thing, the good thing, the beautiful, the beauty of feel of a woman. Yeah, something like uh something like um great scenery to work. So that's why I really like literature because
Okay, that's fine, knock 2. That's all I need. So I will just, that's good. So you have some good information there and good sentences. Just one change to your grammar. You said to me, I am interesting in this subject. Okay, you need to change that to I am interested in the subject.
Yeah.
Okay, so just change the form of the word. I am interested in this subject because. Yes. I am interested in the subject because. Okay, but the rest of it was fine. Thank you, Nok Tu. Okay, Fung Ling, you are next, then Bao Ling. Fung Ling, then Bao Ling. Okay, Fung Ling.
My favorite subject at school, math. Math is the subject at school. Math is getting harder and harder. And although it's hard, I like it because math can help me to logically and reactively to remember. Example, when I go to the market with my mother, I often have her show video. Mm, it's PM.
Sorry, Phung Ling, it's a little bit hard to hear you. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you now, but
Okay,
can you hear me?
yeah, I can better now. Can you start again? Sorry, Phung Ling, can you please start again?
My favorite subject at school is math.
Mhm.
Math is a basic subject, but it's getting harder and harder. Although it's hard, I like it because math can help me think logically and react quickly to numbers. Example, when I go to the market with my mother, I often help her check the bill.
Okay, that's good. That's fine, Phung Ling. Okay, excellent English. Okay, all your adjectives and all your grammar was correct, Phung Ling. That's great. Very good. Well done. Okay, so Bao Ling is next. Bao Ling, then Viet An. Bao Ling, then Viet An. Bao Ling. Sorry, Bao Ling, I can't hear you. Are you talking? Hello, Bao Ling.
I'm saying, my favorite subject is English because English is a compulsory subject from grade 1. We need to learn English, and now English is more and more popular and important. English help me communicate with foreigner and bring me more opportunity to find a job.
Okay, Bao Ling, that's good. So I didn't hear, maybe you said it, but I didn't hear an S on helps. So you need to say English helps me, okay? English helps me. All right. And the same with opportunities. Maybe you said it, but I didn't hear it, but it needs an S on the end, okay? Opportunities. Gives me more opportunities to find a job. Okay, Bao Ling?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, and last one, Viet Ang. Viet Ang.
Yes.
Okay, Viet Ang. Can you turn your camera on, please? I can't see you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, whenever you're ready, Viet Ang.
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah.
I like physics the most of all subjects because physics requires thinking and logic. It can help me a lot at work. Physics has an important role in society, so it interests me.
Okay, anything else, Viet Ang? That is good
Yeah,
so far.
in my three sessions. Yes.
Okay, so that was good. That was good, Viet Ang. Good sentences. Okay, next time, maybe one more sentence, all right? One more sentence, so I can have 3 longer sentences. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you for doing that exercise. You all did quite well in that. So again, just some corrections to your grammar, which hopefully you can write down and remember for next time. And the other thing with this sort of exercise is please try not to write it down while you are waiting. Okay, please try to practice just talking off the top of your head. Some of you might remember I've mentioned this phrase before. Off the top of your head means without thinking too much. If you say something off the top of your head, you are not preparing it too much. I know it is a little bit hard to do this, but when you practice this, it will help you become a better communicator in English, okay? Like anything, you just need to practice this. So instead of writing it all down, and remember in any exam for this sort of thing, you won't get a chance to write it down, to write all of it down. You only get a chance to write some notes. So you have to practice talking off the top of your head or a little bit unprepared. Okay, so please practice this for this exercise. And as always, please don't worry about making any mistakes because this is why you are in the class to practice this. And of course, I will help you correct any mistakes. So don't worry. Don't worry. Just better to talk off the top of your head and make some mistakes, but get used to doing that. All right. Are there any questions? Okay, so let's go to the homework. Now, the homework for this last week was answering the questions about the graph. Answering the questions about the graph. Now, the questions that most of you had the problems with were question 1 and question 9, funnily enough. Okay, I thought question 9 was quite easy, but we'll go to that in just a moment. But firstly, question 1, while some of you described the graph correctly, you need to practice describing it in a more formal way for this sort of exam or exercise. Several of you said this graph shows students and their subjects, which is correct. Okay, that's not wrong, but for this sort of exercise, you need to practice writing it in a more formal way. So this, you can see here, is an example of how to describe the graph. So by now, you should all know these synonyms, okay? Shows, illustrates, reveals, describes. This graph shows, illustrates, reveals, describes the subject preferences. If you haven't heard this word before, it's a good word to add to your vocabulary. It's a more formal word meaning choices. Choices. What are your preferences? Means what are your choices? For example, try me.
Yes.
What are your food preferences?
The top foods that I like is a chicken, fried chicken, and then
Okay.
pizza.
Okay,
and
so if
rice.
I was to use the word preferences in my question, you should start your answer by saying I prefer. I prefer. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, it means prefer means I wouldn't choose this always, but I would choose this most of the time. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so can you start your sentence again? So try me. What are your food preferences?
I prefer fried chicken. Then the second is pizza, and the last is food. Is rice.
Okay, good. Okay, Bao Ling. Bao Ling, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Now, Bao Ling, what are your food preferences?
My food preference.
So remember, I prefer. You have to start off by saying I prefer.
I prefer bánh mì most. Then second is bún chả, and last is ice cream.
Great. Okay. Fong Ling, your turn. Fong Ling,
Uh,
what
I
are your food preferences?
I prefer pizza, making the pizza, and the last is phone.
Okay, great. That's fine. You can, of course, you can say anything for this answer. I just want to hear you construct the sentence correctly. Thank you, Fong Ling. Not Kian.
Yes, teacher.
What are your food preferences?
Well, I will prefer fish and then rice and the last is vegetable.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Thank you, everyone. So remember, if someone asks you what are your preferences, your answer should start with I prefer, which means I usually choose. I usually choose. So going back to this one, the subject. So again, preferences is a good formal word, a good formal synonym meaning choices. So these are the subject preferences of a group of students. And then I've just listed the 7 subjects: maths, art and music, history, science, PE, English, and technology. Kang Ling. Hello, Kang Ling.
Yes.
Okay, Kang Ling, for some reason, and I know you are probably very tired when you did this exercise, okay? But for some reason, you told me there were only 5 subjects.
No, maybe there's like That's maybe a mistake that when I taught them.
Yeah, I think you
too
were very
fast.
tired. I think you were very tired, Kang Ling, when you did this. Okay, but you can see, of course, there are 7. All right,
Yeah,
there are 7 subjects here.
maybe
All
I
right.
too fast over there.
Yeah, you went too far. I think you went too fast.
Yes.
All right. So the 7 subjects. All right. And usually it is quite useful to write it out as part of a sentence. So instead of just saying this graph shows students and their subjects, so this graph reveals the subject preferences of a group of students, the 7 subjects are, and then write the subjects out. Okay. This shows a very good understanding of sentence construction. If you can do this, okay, you will get full marks for writing it like this. So that is question 1. Question 2 and 3, you might remember, were about the X and Y axis. Now, a couple of you got this wrong, which surprised me a little bit. I thought this was quite easy. Remember, the X in the alphabet, X comes before Y. X comes before Y, of course. Okay, so the X-axis, easy to remember, is always the first axis you see, the one that goes up. X-axis is always the one that goes up, all right? Y-axis is always the one that goes across or horizontally. Knock 2.
Yes.
Okay, I said the X-axis goes up. Okay, what is another word for goes up that begins with V? That begins with V. Can you think of this word?
P or V?
V like very. V.
I don't know.
Can you think of it? Means to go straight up. The word begins with V. Useful word to know. Okay, VE, knock 2. VE.
Oh,
Any idea? VE?
no, I have the
Okay, one more clue. VER. VER. Not sure?
Yeah,
Not sure. Okay, that's fine. Phong Ni.
Yes.
Okay, Phong Ni, a word that means go straight up, beginning with the letters VER.
Uh,
Do you know this word?
Sorry, I don't.
Okay, not sure. That's fine. Okay, Bao Trang.
Vertical.
Correct. Everyone, vertical is correct. Thank you, Bao Trang. Okay, so the X-axis, everyone, is always the vertical axis. And vertical means to go straight up. Bao Trang. Okay, the Y-axis goes along in a straight line. What is the word that describes this beginning with H? So the X-axis is the vertical axis, okay? Go straight up. What is the Y-axis? Word begins with H. Do you know this word?
I don't know this.
Okay. Kang Ling.
I don't have any ideas about it.
Oh, I thought you would know this, Kang Ling. You are a mathematician. You are a math expert, okay?
No.
Okay, next letter, everyone. H-O. H-O means a line that goes like this. H-O. H-O. Viet Ang. Any idea?
I have no idea.
Not sure. Dat.
Is horizontal.
Correct. Thank you, Dat. Very good. Okay. Only gave you 2 letters as a clue. That's good. So everyone, a line that goes like this is horizontal. The Y-axis is always the horizontal line. The X-axis is always the what line? Kang Ling? The X-axis is always the what line?
Is vertical.
Vertical. Thank you. Good. Paying attention. Thank you, Kang Ling. Okay. X-axis always vertical, goes straight up. Y-axis always horizontal, goes straight along Go straight along the page. All right. So, and the last one of these I wanted to look at, I'm just spending a little bit of time on this because it's important when you see any graph or table or chart that you know how to read it. Otherwise, you can't tell the story if you don't know exactly how to read it. So that's why I'm making sure everyone understands this. So we're just going to have a quick look at the graph itself again. Okay, so here it was, the homework. So the last question, all right, so remember everyone, x-axis, vertical line, all right, shows the number of students. I think maybe some of you were put off by this here. Of course, this is subjects. The y-axis, the horizontal line. Okay, so I think everyone got these questions correct. That was easy to read, but what two subjects make up approximately 200 students? What two subjects make up approximately 200 students? So I got some very interesting answers to this, but the correct answer, everyone, is history and science. Okay, and you can see history here has how many? Prami,
Yes.
how many students does history have?
It's about 100. 110.
Correct. It's about 110. You can see that is correct. Thank you, Prami. Feng Ling. Okay, Feng Ling, how many students does science have?
Science is 90.
90, you can see, okay, very clearly. So obviously 90 and 110 make 200. Okay, very easy. So history and science. But for some reason, some of you, I got some very strange answers. So I'm not going to ask you why, but I just want to make sure that you are all reading this graph correctly. So you can see straight away, history has 110, science has 90, 110 and 90 is 200. None of the others add up to exactly 200. Some of them are close, but these are the only two that add up to 200. So again, I just want to make sure you are all reading this correctly. Are there any questions about the homework? All right. Now, by the way, while I am on the subject of homework, okay, this is this week's homework. Okay, this is this week's homework. Now, I know some of you have already done this, okay, but can you please email it to me again? Please send it to me again with your answers. All right, then I don't have to go looking through all the emails to see who has answered it and who hasn't. So please send it to me again this week. Even if you've already sent it, send it again. Are there any questions about that? You can tell it is this week's homework because I have put homework. WC is a common abbreviation in English. Prami, have you heard?
Yes.
Can you tell me what WC stands for in this context? Do you know? Do you know?
Can you hint for me?
Can I have it? It is two words. Two words. So if you don't know, it's okay. Don't worry. Maybe you're not familiar with this. Okay, good. Kang Ling, do you have any idea?
Maybe weak something.
Yes, you are correct. First word is weak. First word is weak. Correct. Okay. WC, everyone, stands for week commencing. This is a very common abbreviation in English. Week commencing. Commencing means start. Commence is a formal synonym for start or begin. Okay, so this sentence means homework for week commencing the 28th. So tomorrow is the 28th. So that's how you know that the homework is for this coming week. Fung Ling, does this make sense to you? Fung Ling?
Yes.
Okay, so Fung Ling, what does WC mean in this context?
Week commencing.
Correct, good. Dat, what does WC mean?
WC mean week commencing.
Correct, knock two, knock two.
Yes.
What does WC mean?
It's mean what consuming
Means means
cons-
means week commencing. Week commencing. Okay, which in other words means the week beginning the 28th of August.
Yeah.
Right. This, like I say, this is a very common abbreviation in English writing. Right. If some of you ever end up going and working overseas, you will see this all the time. WC. If you see WC and a date, it means week beginning or week commencing, whatever the date is. So that is how you always know which is the correct homework. I will even put it in bold. Whoops. And underline it. So again, this is the homework for week commencing the 28th of August, which is tomorrow. And again, if you have already sent it to me, please send it again. Please send it again. Are there any questions about that? Good. Hopefully no confusion about this week's homework. All right. So very shortly, we're going to be starting to write. But first of all, I just want to check again that you know what you are writing about. Actually, I'll go back to that document. So again, a very quick review of how you answer any of these task 1 questions. All right. As I'm sure you all know by now, paraphrase is the first paragraph. Overview is the second. Okay. You can see how I have started the overview in my sample answer for this graph. Remember a couple of weeks ago, we looked at shop openings and shop closures, and you always start your overview paragraph with, it can be clearly seen that, or overall. And remember, the overview is just the main features. So I've only done in my sample answer for this 2 sentences about the 2 main features. And then, of course, you have your detail paragraphs. You start your detail paragraphs by starting your description straight away. So you don't need any introductory words. So for example, you don't need to say, in this paragraph, I will show you that shop closures fluctuated. Okay, you don't need any of that. You just say, describe exactly what happened without any introduction sentence. Okay, are there any questions about that? All right, everyone. Let's get you doing some writing and me not doing so much talking. So this is our pie chart from last week. The pie chart shows online sales for retail sectors in New Zealand between 2003 and 2013. Okay. Viet An.
Yes, teacher.
How many sectors are there? How many sectors?
It's for
There are 4 sectors. Very good. Not Kian.
Yes, teacher.
What are the 4 sectors?
Mm, sectors.
Yeah, easy
Travel,
question. Yep. So
travel,
sectors Remember, sectors is another word for these parts of the pie chart. Okay, sectors, and
yes.
the word sectors comes from here. Okay, sectors. Right, sectors is a synonym meaning part. It's a more formal word meaning part. P-A-R-T. So you can see here there are 4 sectors. What are the sectors? What are the names of the sectors?
It's travel, film, music, books, and clothes.
Good. Good, Nokian. Okay, so everyone please remember sectors. Sectors means a part of something. A sector. This word here means a part of something. Okay. Dot.
Yes.
Okay. What happened to the travel sector between 2003 and 2013? What happened to it?
In 2003, sector is the biggest part,
Mm-hmm.
and in 2013, travel isn't the biggest part.
Okay. You are on slightly the wrong path, Duck. So the answer is in 2003, the travel sector had 36%. In 2013, and remember, this is how you say this number, 2013, the travel sector decreased by how many percent? Dut?
Decreased by 7%.
Correct. Exactly. Okay. So when someone asks you what happened, what is the change between each sector, that is how you answer. We'll try again. Bao Trang.
Yes.
Okay, Bao Trang, what happened to the book sector between 2003 and 2013? The book sector.
The book sector from 2003 is 19%, but in 2013 it increased to 22%.
An increase of what? An increase of what?
Increase of
How many percent, Bao Trang? This is easy. These questions aren't hard.
Oh, I thought it was for something else. It's for 3%.
Correct. That is the answer. Thank you, Bao Trang. Yeah. Between 2003 and 2013, the travel sector increased from 19% to 22%, an increase of 3%. Does that make sense, Bao Trang?
Yes.
Okay, that is the detail you use to answer this question. Okay, try me.
Yes.
Okay, between 2003 and 2013, what happened to the clothes sector?
It's decreased from 24% to 16%.
Yeah, a decrease of what?
A decrease of clothes.
No, a decrease of what percent is what you're talking about here?
Of the online sale percent.
Sorry, excuse me, Trummy. How many percent is what I'm asking, Trummy? How many
It's
percent?
about 6%.
6%?
Sorry, I don't.
Have another look. 6%?
I can't look clearly at the percentage of clothes in
Oh, can't you?
2003.
Oh, can't you?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Trummy. Sorry, you should have said you can't read it very well. Okay. Pangling.
Yes.
Okay. Can you complete the answer, please? What happened to the clothes sector or clothing sector between 2003 and 2013?
Okay, in 2003, in 23, the number of clothes is 24%, but come to 2013, this number have decreased by 8% to 60%.
Correct. Thank you, Try. Thank you. That is the answer, Kayleen. That is the answer. That's all you need to say. Okay. So try me. Sorry, does that make sense now to you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good. Okay, and one more of these. Fong Ni.
Yes.
Okay, between 2003 and 2013, Fong Ni, what happened to the film and music sector?
When 20 and film and music has 21%, and in 2013 it increased to 33%.
That's right. An increase of what percent?
Uh,
An increase of how many percent, Fong Ni?
Increase of 20. Sorry, I don't understand.
You don't understand? Okay, so you say that you can see here, film and music has increased to 33% from 21%. What is the difference for me between these two figures? How many percent? What is the difference? Okay, knock two. Can you help her, please?
I really have no idea about.
Again, sorry for coughing, everyone.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. I'm glad you are pointing this out to me because this is obviously something I need to make clearer. When you are comparing different sectors, you need to compare how much something has increased or decreased by. Okay, so if we look at travel, we can see that compared to 2003, in 2013, travel decreased by 7%. Does that make sense, Knock 2? So in 2003, travel was 36%. In 2013 or 2013, travel is 29%. This is a decrease of 7%. Do you understand that, Knock 2?
Not very. You explain again.
Of course. So you can see here in 2003, travel was 36% of online sales. But in 2013, travel had reduced or decreased to 29% of online sales. So sales for travel have decreased by 7%, which is the difference between 36 and 29. Does that make sense, Knock 2?
Yes, maybe I can understand that.
Okay, good. Obviously, if you take 29 away from 36, you are left with 7. So it's decreased by 7. Okay. Bao Ling. Bao Ling.
Can you listen? Can you hear me?
I can. I'm always listening to you, Bao Ling. Yes, I can hear you. Okay, Bao Ling. So looking now at film and music sector. Bao
Yes.
between 2003 and 2013, what happened to the film and music sector?
It's yeah, in 20 no, in 2003, the film is and music have 19%, and then it's
Sorry, Baoling. Film and music is this one?
Yes, the film music yeah, it is 21%, and it increased to 23%. It's increase of 12%.
Correct, Baoling. Correct, thank you. Okay, so that is a good description. So I hope now everyone understands how this works, okay? When you see two pie charts like this, you need to compare what happens in the different sectors. And you compare it by using the words increase or decrease, or maybe stayed the same. Although in this case, I can't see any that stayed the same. Stayed the same. Viet Ang.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, if something stays the same, can you give me a synonym meaning stays the same, which begins with the letters ST? If something stays the same, what is another way you can describe it? What word? A word that begins with ST. Okay, Viet Ang. S is STA. STA. STA means stays the same. STA. Okay, not Kian.
Stable.
Stable, correct. Stable. Thank you, not Kian. Okay, Viet Ang.
Yes.
Okay, so stable. Stable means stays the same. Stays the same. It's a very useful synonym to know. If something is stable, means it doesn't change or doesn't change much. Doesn't have to be exactly the same, but something that is stable means doesn't change much. Okay, so like I say, enough talking from me, everyone. So last week we did the paraphrase, the introduction paragraph. All right, you can see hopefully the changes I have made to each of your introduction. Try me.
Yes.
Okay, one thing I was just going to make you aware of, I don't think I mentioned this last week. So you can see you put revenue, try me, didn't you? As you can see.
Yes.
Okay, where when I looked at it again, of course, I realized it's not revenue, is it? It's not revenue.
I can change to turnover.
Yeah, turnover, yeah. So revenue means money, of course. Revenue is a synonym for money. And so there's no mention here of money, is there? So really, it has to be something to do with sales. So sales and revenue are not the same thing.
Yes.
Does that make sense, Charmy?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure you understand that. All right, everyone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the link with you now. I want you to write your overview paragraph. Please, continuing on from where you wrote your introduction paragraph, your overview paragraph. And I hope you are all going to start the overview paragraph with the correct words. You should know this by now, how to start your overview paragraph. And remember, for those of you who are still a little bit confused, your overview paragraph looks at the main details in no more than 3 sentences. Usually 2 is enough, but you can use 3. So you are looking at the main things that happened in online sales between 2003 and 2013 for the overview paragraph. I keep using the word story. What is the story that these two pie charts are telling us? What is the story of the online sales? So you are writing just the overview paragraph. Just the overview paragraph. Now, I know one or two of you have already sent me this as homework. That's fine. Just write the same thing again. All right. So I'm going to share the link with you now. If you haven't already got it in chat. Okay. The link is in chat now, everyone. So an overview paragraph, please. Overview, which must start with the correct words. And 2 or 3 sentences only telling the main story. Okay, please start. Oh, again, try me. Try me.
Yes.
I meant to make this clear before. So sorry, Trummer. You can see what I have changed your revenue to. I've changed it to percentage or proportion of sales online. Okay.
Yes, I can see
So
it.
yeah. Okay. So proportion and percentage are synonyms for each other. Mean almost the
Yes.
same thing. Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure you understand. Thank you, Trummy. The overview, you don't usually write figures. So you don't need to write percentages about one was 24% in 2003 and one was 16% in 2013. You save that for your detail paragraph. All you are looking at is the overall story. So I don't want to see any numbers, any numbers. Please save the numbers for your detail paragraph. And in this one, you are just looking at the overall story or trend. Trend. Trend is another word meaning changes. It's a synonym for changes, a trend. And a trend is usually up or down, or increase or decrease. And a picture to keep in your mind when you're doing this, maybe this will help you, is pretend you are in a helicopter, okay, and you are looking down from a long distance at these two pie charts. So you can't see the actual figures, but you can see the colors, and you can see how the colors change. Okay, so you are looking at the overall story from a long way away. So again, you don't want to be using actual figures or numbers in your overview. You just want to give an overview or summary of what is the change between 2003 and 2013. more than 5 minutes to write this in an exam. You would only have 5 minutes to write this paragraph. Okay, try me. You are first. I will start with you. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a look. Try me. Overall, okay, you started correctly. The percentage of film, music, and book sales witnessed a significant rise over. Okay, it needs to be the, try me, the decade.
Yes.
Okay, because obviously we're looking at a specific decade, 2003, 2013. So it is the decade. Good. In constant. Okay, constant, not the right linking word, Charmy. What are you trying to say?
Constantly, like in the opposite.
Okay, the opposite. Okay. In contrast. Contrast. Contrast is the word. Close. In contrast. There. That's good, Trummer. Yeah, contrast means the opposite. Contrast. All right. And you don't need in terms of. Okay, Trummy? So
yes.
this can go. In terms of you don't need it. It doesn't make sense in that sentence. There was a moderate drop in travel and clothes. And again, proportions doesn't quite work in this sentence. Okay. Again, you need to use the word sales or a synonym of sales if you can think of one.
Turnover.
Yeah, try turnover. Turnover is better than proportion. Okay, good. Thank you, Trami. Baoling.
Yes.
Okay, Baoling, let's have a look at what you've done so far. Overall, travel and clothes were the most sold items online in 2003. Okay, so you started this sentence correctly. Good. However, the online sales of both these items decreased in 2013, whereas the sales of books and film music rose over the 10 years. Okay, Baoling, perfect sentence. Perfect. Again, excuse me, sorry. Try me.
Yes.
Okay, just to make sure you are aware of the vocabulary. So you can see here Baoling has used whereas.
Yes.
Okay, that is also a valid word for comparing, a valid linking word for this.
Yes.
Okay, good. Try me. And same for you, Baoling.
Yes.
Yeah, Baoling. So you can see try me has used in contrast. Okay, means the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, so just want to make sure you're both aware that you can use either of those words is correct for this. Good. Kang Ling. Hello, Kang Ling. Kang Ling, where are you? Disappeared. Okay, I'll come back to that. Feng Ni.
Yes.
Okay, Feng Ni, let's look at what you've written. It can be clearly seen. That's good, Feng Ni. Perfect start. Okay, great. It can be clearly seen that the sales of books and film music have increased, and the sale of travel and books had dropped significantly. You've got books twice, Feng Ni. In the first part of your sentence, you said sales of books have increased, and then the sale of books has dropped.
Sorry, I was
Yeah.
From.
Okay. So apart from that, sorry, leave that for the moment. For me, I'll just look at the rest of your sentence. And the sale travel had dropped significantly over 10 years from 2003. Okay, so the sentence structure is good, Fung Ni. Okay, your structure is correct. That's good. Just some of the detail is wrong. All right. Okay, Fung Ling. Fung Ling.
Yes.
Okay, Fung Ling. It can be clearly seen that over the, you need a the in there, Fung Ling. Okay. Correct. Over the 10-year period, the sales of travel and clothing had decreased. Meanwhile, film, music, and books had increased and make up the largest proportion of the total. Okay, not bad, Fung Ling, not bad. Okay, I'll show you a slightly different way of doing this shortly, but your English is correct, Fung Ling. Good, good. Any questions, Fung Ling?
I don't have any question.
Okay, okay, good. Viet Ang. Hello, Viet Ang.
Teacher.
Okay, Viet Ang, let's have a look at what you've written. Overall, from 2003 to 2013, books and film music increased. Okay, so you need to say something like the sales. Remember, Viet Ang, the graph is talking about online sales. So you need to say this in your sentence, something like this. Okay, Viet Ang?
Okay.
Okay, overall from 2003 to 2013, the sales of books and film music increased. Don't need together over 10 years. All right, full stop. Viet Ang, new sentence. All right, what else decreased? Viet Ang, travel and what else?
Travel and clothes.
Okay, travel and clothes. So that's what you need to see. Travel and clothes decreased, and something like this. Right, does that make sense, Viet Ang?
Yes.
So this period is another way of saying 2003 to 2013, okay? This period. All right, so please put in something about clothes, okay, Viet Ang?
Okay.
Okay, Dat. Hello, Dat.
Yes.
Okay, Dat. It can be clearly seen that two sectors, okay, don't need are here. It can clearly be seen that two fields, film, music, and books, have increased, while the rest of need a the in here, Dat, okay? What are you going to write here, Dat? What is this?
I wrote sector have decreased.
Decreased,
For
okay. All right,
a
decreased.
decade.
Okay. Okay, so you would have something like, oops. Okay, so that's how you write it, Dut, okay? Have decreased during the decade, right? Now, so you need one more sentence, Dut, for the overview. All right, so you need a little bit more detail. Just saying that film, music, and books have increased while the rest of the sectors have decreased, you need to have a little bit more detail than that. So what sectors have decreased? Which sector decreased the most? Which sector increased the most? Okay?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you need one more sentence with a bit more detail. Knock two.
Yes.
Okay, overall, the proportion of travel in clothes. And you better if you say it like this, knock two.
What?
Better if you say it like this. See what I'm typing? During the decade.
Yeah.
Okay, the proportion of travel and clothes during the decade had a big drop. But travel don't need width. But travel is okay. You would say something like travel is still the most. Probably you're looking for a word like popular.
Yeah.
Knock two. Okay. You know what popular means?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Okay, knock two. Can you read me this sentence, please? Knock two.
Overall, the proportion of travel and clothes during the decade has a big drop, but travel is still the most popular in terms of sales.
Okay, right. So that is how you write it, knock two. Okay, that is how you write it. So film and music have had a positive change after 10 years. All right. And it's okay, same thing. So you've got the right idea, not to, just the English isn't quite correct. Film and music have a positive change after 10 years, and it is the second most what? Knock two.
The
Use the
second
same.
one
Yeah, second most what?
in terms of sales,
Yeah.
popular is the
Yeah.
most.
Yes, exactly. Second most popular. Or we can just say in sales after travel. Okay, now that is correct. Does that make sense, knock two? Okay, and then obviously this comma should be a full stop. All right, end of your sentence. All right, any questions, knock two?
No, I have no question. But I'm
Okay.
that's that
Sorry,
the
knock two.
voice is drop and not a yes.
Sorry,
Nah.
knock two in here.
Nah, I have no idea.
Okay. Okay. All right, Bao Trung.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Overall, we can easily see the growth of film and music. Okay, so you've got growth and increased are both the same for the sentence, Bao Trung, so you don't need them both. Okay, overall, we can easily see the growth of film and music. Okay, so this just changed to by, all right? Okay, Bao Trung, we can easily see the growth of film and music by 12% after 10 years. So it becomes the most key isn't quite the right word. The word I was telling knock two before was this, Bao Trung.
Yes.
Can you see what I've written?
Yes, popular.
Popular. For New Zealand, whoops. most. Also, books have increased from 19 to 22%. Capital letter here, just lowercase letter, because it's not starting a sentence. Books have increased from 19% to 22%. Okay, the English is correct, Bartran. Thank you. Nok Kian.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Nok Kian. It can be clearly seen that the films, music, and book sectors tended to rise. Okay, the demands of traveling and clothing, demands is not quite the right word. Okay, the demand for traveling and clothing decreased. Anywhere over the period of 10 years. Okay, that's now correct, Nok Kian, all right? Okay, sorry, Nok Kian, can you hear me?
I can't stick.
Sorry, Nok Kian, I missed that. Can you hear me okay?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, almost. Can you hear me okay, Nok Kian?
Yes.
Okay, good, good. All right, everyone, I think I've checked everyone. Kang Ling, are you back yet?
Yes.
Ah, Kang Ling, sorry, I lost you before. All right.
Because my connections were dropped, so
all right. Yeah. Okay, I had the same thing just before, so no problem, no worries. All right, Kang Ling, overall, the portion of travel, all right. Remember, you don't need a capital letter here, Kang Ling.
Okay.
Yeah, the proportion of travel and clothes over, but you do need a the there, over the 10-year period, had a significant drop, although it stayed at the highest rate. Had a significant drop. It had stayed. This is a better way to say this, Kang Ling.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Although it was the most popular sector in 2003. About film is okay, and again, you don't need to start off with about. You just start off with film, music, and books.
So we have to, yes.
What happened to them, Kang Ling, without me looking? What happened to film, music, and books?
Film, music, and book were reversed and increased dramatically after.
Okay, so don't need both of them.
Yes, because before that I have the about, so I have to make it conflict.
Okay, all right. So this is the way you do it, Kang Ling.
Oh, yes.
Sales for film, music, and books reversed. Okay, you have to talk about the sales and increased dramatically after a decade in New Zealand. Okay, so the English is now correct.
Okay.
Okay, good. So I think I've checked everyone's. So I'm pleased to see that everyone started their overview with the correct phrases. That's very good, everyone. All right, overall, or it can be clearly seen. These are the only two ways to start your overview paragraph. So just one quick thing before we finished. Try me.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to teach you very quickly another way of describing these. Travel, film, music, and books, they all belong to a certain category. Can you tell me the name of that category? Any idea?
Like growing pattern.
Sorry, like?
The growing pattern, the increase.
No, there is a name for this category. It's all right. Don't worry, Chami. I'll tell you in a moment. Kang Ling.
Yes.
Travel, film, music, and books all belong to one category or sector. Can you tell me the name of that sector? Can you guess?
Entertain.
Yes, very close. Entertainment, but not quite. Travel is not entertainment. But you have the right idea, Kang Ling. The right idea, but not entertainment. Film, music, and books, yes, but not travel. Not Kian.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, not Kian. Any idea what the name of the sector or category that travel, film, music, and books belongs to? It's not entertainment, but the sector does have another name. Not entertainment. Any idea? Begins with L. I take a word begins with L. You might not know this word. Okay, don't worry. I'll ask one more person. Feng Ling.
Yes.
By the way, Feng Ling, I like your wallpaper. Very pretty. Your wallpaper in your room. Very nice.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So Feng Ling, travel, film, music, and books all belong to a certain category or sector. Can you tell me the name of that sector? Begins with L. It's not entertainment. Entertainment is close, but it's not entertainment.
I begin with L.
Begins with L, yeah. Any idea? If you haven't, doesn't matter. Okay, I'll tell everyone. It is leisure. I'll put this in chat for you. Oh, sorry, you can't see me. I just realized my video was off. Sorry, everyone. Okay, leisure. Leisure means something you do in your spare time. Okay, things to do in your spare time. So, Kang Ling, you can see travel is a leisure activity, okay? Same with film and music and books. They are all things you do in your spare time, leisure category. So next week, I will expand on this a little bit more and just show you how you can write your overview using a word like leisure category to sum up travel, film, music, and books. But that is what we will do next week, because of course it is after 12 o'clock, time for the lesson to finish. All right, so can everyone turn the cameras back on, please? Cameras back on. Thank you, Fong Ni. Thank you, Viet Ang. Okay, everyone. So thank you for coming to the lesson today. Thank you for your hard work. As always, if you have any questions, please email myself or Mrs. Ha. And the homework, I hope everyone is clear now for the homework that is on the Google Doc. Like I say, if you've already done it, please send it to me again. And please email it to me. Please email me. Are there any questions about the homework? It should be very clear what the homework is for this coming week, for the week commencing the 28th of August. Week commencing, WC. That's what the letters WC stand for, week commencing. Okay, thank you, Nokian. Glad your computer is now working. All right, if there are no more questions, everyone, have a happy week. And I look forward to seeing you all again next Sunday. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye.